trying to hurry. So.
It's awesome.
What are you making for breakfast? Do we all get to come over?
Breakfast tacos.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Next meeting will be at Megan's house.
Heck yeah, road trip. Isn't she closest to me? Thank you.
She's actually closest to Jessica because Jessica's in North Carolina.
Oh, well, I'm closest to both of you, so.
Okay.
All right.
Some items of business to just start off with, just so everyone's aware. Last 2 weeks, what is today? Last 2 weeks of the $10 off for
Mace Moss
and Lift 4. So I'm like, it's 2 weeks. Do you want to wait? She's like, no, I just want Lift 4 now. And I was like, okay. So that was one of the packs. That's the pack that I sold so far this month. So it's still out there to get them sold. So, and we have the 2B Mindset Nutrition Group happening on Facebook. I'm still adding people to that if you guys want to get people into the nutrition only group. And there's also the Spice Up Your Life group on Facebook with all of Teen Inspiration date night ideas.
That's a really fun group.
It has been fun. If you guys are not in there, it's good.
Yeah.
But to be in those groups, your people have to be drinking Shakeology or a performance line. That's required by Micah to be in those groups. So, is there any other? I can't think of anything else.
Pumpkin spice.
Oh yes.
On the 17th.
Pumpkins, and that's a limited time. I'm not a big pumpkin spice person. My husband is. I'll be getting some, just so I can at least talk about it and tell people about it. They come in packs, like the packet's not a big bag.
And that's 14, right? It's not, is it 14? I don't think it comes in.
I thought it was 15.
I can't remember how many it is. But I know it's a less quantity, so the box is smaller. I'll be getting some. I'm not a huge pumpkin spice person myself, but I do want to try it, and I'll be giving it for samples.
Yeah.
Like I'll send it out for prizes for people. I might do a giveaway.
I think I'll do, I was thinking a giveaway, but combine it with other flavors because with it being seasonal, they're not going to be able to get it. So I don't want to get them hooked on just pumpkin spice and then say, well, I'll just wait till next year when it comes out again. Because that's not good on my part. I think I was just going to look at, maybe I won't. There it is. I think that's all.
Okay.
My phone's being super slow, or my internet's being super slow, or something. Shift Shop Proving Grounds. That's the next. We'll talk about it in a second. Just know that Shift Shop is coming out also. Oh, the other thing, and I said it in the team call in the thread yesterday. Anybody that has an HD order this month, you'll get the extra workouts for 80-day obsession automatically into your BOD. So make sure you have something, Shakeology, Performance Line, Beach Bars, something on HD order.
Does it have to be above 90? Like, does it have to be the whole performance line?
Your phone did a lot of feedback, so I didn't hear everything. Sorry.
Does it have to be like, why is it doing that? Is it still doing it?
No.
That was weird. Does it have to be like 90? Does it have to be the whole performance line, or can it be like just Energizer? I'm going to try and use that to get some of my girls active.
I think, let me find out for sure. I think it's just HD. Oh, I don't want to quote myself wrong. I'll find out.
Okay.
And then with any monthly subscription, I'm just looking in the coach office. It says, whether it's best-selling Shakeology, Performance Line, or Beach Bar, to name a few. Let me look at the FAQ. They have a notice. We are closely monitoring Hurricane Florence. FedEx will provide service with updates as needed. It doesn't say. What? Interesting. It doesn't say what volume. So I'm guessing just any HD, anything. I don't know. Shauna, do you know if it has BNet TV or not?
It's okay. I'll figure it out.
I don't see anything in the FAQs. I don't know. I'll ask. Mike is on the CAB, the Coach Advisory Board, and they actually, she'll know. I'll ask her. But okay, so welcome to the call. The call. We just had a few things that Shauna and I were talking about last night. We were gonna go over with her team and you guys. So first off, Shauna need to go.
Okay. Okay, so just to cover a couple of things, can everybody mute themselves? Is that my feedback? I can't tell where I'm getting.
It's only happening when you do it, because what's the phone sitting on?
Is it better now?
Yeah.
Okay. But if everybody could just mute, and then when you want to say something, unmute yourself. That would be awesome.
I'll just mute you guys all. Okay.
It also could be my internet. Hang on. I got to set you on something because I use my hands to talk. Okay. Just kidding. Okay. Is that better? Can you still hear me? Thumbs up, everybody. Okay. All right. So first thing is a game plan for October. It is really important as you're planning your months to have your marketing plan in place to know what you are inviting to at all times. So if that means reaching out to Carrie or reaching out to me, finding out when the groups are starting, finding out what's going on, like Carrie just talked about, Spice Up Your Life, the Mindful Eating group. You guys are always more than welcome to invite to our challenge group. The theme this month is Fantasy Football, which is super fun. So for me, I know a lot of coaches do this differently, but for me, I don't necessarily have hard cutoff dates. My pool of people that I pull from is not large enough, like say a Micah status or something like that. Even though they're just like us in that way, it's a little bit different for us. So I don't have a hard cutoff. Every single Monday, I treat like a new start date. Now, I don't promote it publicly that way, but in my invites, behind the scenes in personal messages to people, I am always saying, I have a new group of people that are starting off on Monday, and I would love to get you in there with us. Are you ready to jump in? So don't ever feel like you don't have something to invite to. There's always, even if we don't have a live sneak peek happening into coaching, you can invite every single day into coaching and add them into the most recent or your favorite sneak peek that we've done. So every day be inviting to one of the challenge groups that we have going on, and just tell them that you have a new group starting on Monday, a new group of people. You don't have to say a group per se, but a new group of people that are starting, that are ready to go. So invite every single day. You guys, I know inviting sucks. It is horrible. Like I completely, and I've been doing it for 2 years now, and it's really hard. But if you don't invite, your business doesn't move. So what is the point? Like you've got to be confident in what you have to offer. This is a gift. We are broken records with this. I understand that. But some of you are still not doing it. So even though we're broken records, I'm going to keep being the broken record because I don't want it to the point where I know a lot of my team's not on here yet. I don't know if they're able to jump on today, but I know Carrie feels the same way. I can't want this more for you than you want it for yourself. We are working with the working. If you aren't working, I'm not going to be able to give my time to the people who aren't working. Now, here's the thing though. At the same time, as a friend and as a coach,
I'm more than willing to meet somebody where they're at. I'm not pushing anybody. That's not what I want to do. I know that's not what Carrie wants to do. I have always been a believer in I love the analogy of the walk, jog, run. If you're a walker with this, I'm going to walk right beside you. If you're a jogger, I'm going to meet you where you're at. If you're ready to run, I am in the trenches, and clearly I'm ready to run. I've got big goals, big dreams, and I want to take this all the way. So, but it is never something where I want it to be Charlie Ray. That's not the time. I'm sorry. My dog likes to shake toys at inappropriate times. But it is not, that is not what we're here for. We do not want to push you guys into, it's more like we don't want to force you, but we believe in you, and every single one of you, we believe in the potential that you have, or we would not have asked you to join our teams. That's the beauty of what we do. I don't have to ask anybody to be a coach with me. Unless I want to hang out with you and have you at a sleepover at my house, I don't have to ask you. Like, you ask the people, you recruit the people that you want to spend time with. So it is not a matter of, and I know sometimes, and I'll mention this briefly because I know it's stressful and I've been there, and I know you all are going to get to that point. When you're in qualification for something and you're down to the wire and you feel forced to do, you know, if you're like, oh, I got to order this, or I got to do this, or you got to say, like, I understand that pressure. That part of the business is not fun. That's not fun. And if that is something that's like a source of contention for you, take your time to hit your goals, but hit them. Do not give up on yourself. Do not pull up before the finish, but don't go so far as to have it make you question why you're doing this to begin with. Like, please hear me when I say that loud and clear, because this is your business. You are the CEO. You decide how far you go and how far you take this. Carrie and I do not want to push any of you to do anything you're not ready or wanting to do. This is supposed to be like the best time of your life. It is so much fun. We have such a gift to offer people. But the second it starts to feel icky, gross, you're doing something you don't want to do, that's not what we're in it for. It is not supposed to feel like that, ever. So believe in yourself, believe that you can do it, but do not force yourself into a position where you feel like, I don't want to do this anymore. Because trust me, in qualification, that shit sucks. And I'm going to cuss it out because it does. And that's the dirty, unsexy, it's week 5. I've got one more week. That chick thinks she's going to go inactive. Not on my watch. She's not. Like, I've got dreams coming and you're not standing in my way. But at the same time, if it takes you longer to hit those goals, know that we're in your corner. Know that we're behind you. Know that if you're a walker, a jogger, or a runner, I'm with you 100%. Carrie's with you 100%. There's no forcing you to do anything you don't want to do. But I will say this. Like I said, we're working with the working. That doesn't mean I love somebody who's not working any less, but that means that my time is valuable and your time as coaches is valuable. When you're building these rock star teams, you don't have time for somebody who's going to blow smoke, you guys. Like, you just don't. You have to put your businesses first and work with the working. It's not working with the willing anymore. That's not where we're at. You're working with the people that are showing you that they are showing up. And if they're not showing up, you love them, you still love on them, but you do not let them drain your energy, because your energy is precious AF. I censored myself. It is precious. Do not let them suck you dry, because energy vampires are legit. They exist. And you have got to protect yourself, or you're going to burn out. And what good does that do anybody? Doesn't do your family, doesn't do anybody any good. Like, nobody. So we're working with the working. We love everybody just the same. Walk, jog, or run. I don't care where you're at. I'll meet you where you're at. This is your business. I can't want it more for you than you want it for yourself. And I am like, I get hives and goosies when I say that. Because like I legitimately, like, I know my team's not on here right now, but the people that I'm inviting, the people that I'm working with, and all of you too, Carrie's team is my team, but like, I love you. I love
Do you
so
see
much.
that naked bum? I'm sorry.
So, but honestly, so like that was a little bit of a preach, but I can't be preaching more than you're amening. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, you know who that's from? Josh Coates. I listened to one of his calls yesterday. I even messaged Micah because I thought that was hilarious. He's like, I can't be preaching more than you're amening. So you better be amening when I'm preaching, or I can't be preaching. Okay. So back to the point, inviting every single day. That doesn't mean invite 100 people and then the next 3 days be like, peace out. That means invite every single day. Now, me personally, like that tracker we're using, 10 people a day, that's really not going to cut it for where I'm headed. But if that is what you are comfortable with, do you, because consistency is more important than you burning yourself out. So I've got bigger goals than that. I have to 10x things. I can't, I invited 5 people to coaching today. That's not going to cut it for me. But if that cuts it for you, there is nothing wrong with that. As long as you are consistent. Consistency is what breeds the success in this business, and it's your business. Okay, invite every day. Super quick. Is Brianne on still? Okay. I wanted to talk about Streak for 2 seconds. So I am terrible at tracking. Y'all know this. We've talked about this. I'm just going to put myself on shout like this. Anyway, I'm terrible. And I'm a paper and pen person, but that isn't cutting it for me anymore. So, because when you're 10xing things, all of a sudden, oh, Susie, Timmy, Tommy fell through the cracks. How did that happen? So I invite every single day. This is my process. I have the collections, which you guys all have the videos posted. I do the Kennedy method slightly different for myself, but I invite. The second someone responds with they want info, I send them a message immediately that asks them to shoot me their email so I can send them over the info. As soon as they do that, they go into Streak. I put them into Streak, either as a customer lead or prospect, or as a coach lead or prospect. I send them the appropriate Google form that I have for them to fill out, and then that's where my process starts. So those are the people that I'm following up with. Streak is bad ASS. Okay? Like, I love it, and I'm a terrible tracker. So you put the people in there. They go into Streak has pipelines. There are amazing tutorials for Streak that you guys can check out, but they go into pipelines. I send them the Google form. They then go into the pipeline that says, I sent them the link to fill out. If the people do not fill out the form, those people, you go in, you guys, you check a box, and it mail merges to all of those people. Now, they don't see it's mail merging, obviously, to 20 people, but it mail merges to all of them. And then I send one message, hey, happy whatever day of the week it is. Did you have a chance to check out that form that I sent you? First follow-up. Once I send pricing information and pack information to them, I highlight those people. They go into another pipeline that they have the actual pack info. Once I send them a share cart, they go into another pipeline. And I check a box at the top of that list, you guys, and then boom. Like, I mean, I also have, I know Beachbody has it set up to where we could email our customers through there, but I created the CSV to import into my Google Streak. I have every single one of my Beachbody customers, whoever's on Beachbody On Demand, who has Shakeology, who doesn't, who whatever, I have it all divided out. You just click the box at the top of that pipeline for them, and I send a mass like newsletter type of email when I have a new group that's starting, it takes me less than 10 seconds. It also lets you save little snippets. So we all have the same welcome that everybody gets. I have the same spiel for Lift 4, the same spiel for 2B Mindset, it's all saved as a snippet. So when I click those boxes and it mail merges, I click snippets and I say 2B Mindset. Push that. It inserts everything that I already have, my whole script, and I just send it. You guys, it is like, there is no excuse. It is a total time saver. I will not lie to you. It is a pain in the butt to set up, but once you do it, it's like easy peasy. Like it's life changing for me, honestly. I still do pen and paper like this. I still do this, but then once I watched the Ashley Feld-Dyson, which if you guys haven't watched that, that's the method that I use for my original inviting. But once I do that, I highlight them or I circle them, and then I put a little S like they've been entered into Streak. I'll also say, I don't do that every single day. I do not put people in Streak every day. I go in once a week and I update my Streak because I can't, like, you guys have to find the method that works for you. I know that trying everybody else's stuff, like, it was overwhelming for me. Once you're in a groove, it doesn't matter if your groove is the groove from 6 months ago. If that groove is still working for you, don't change it. If something is working for you, don't change it. You can take snippets of things that other people are doing and be like, oh, that'd be cool to try. But don't feel like because something new and improved comes out that you've got to switch up your whole game. Because if you guys are still successful with what you've been doing, why change it? If that's a comfortable groove you're in, why change it? There's no reason. So, but Streak is awesome. If you have a different tracking method, I know some people use Teamsy. Some people, I know that my method of, oh, let me just scroll my Facebook messages and see who I talked to last month. Oh my goodness, I never wrote Susie back. Susie's a famous name for me. There is nobody named Susie that I talked to. But so why, oh my gosh, Susie wanted in like 3 months ago. Well, now Susie signed up with Sammy and they're done. They're just off in La La Land having a great time because I forgot to follow up. So anyway, streakisthebomb.com takes time to set up, but I'm sorry, checking a box and putting snippet and then sending an email where I watch this little box that goes, you just sent 200 messages at one time. It's like, I'm sorry, that was kind of the shiz. And I was just one little, like, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I just did something that would have taken me a lifetime. So, okay. Let me see if there was anything else about the inviting. And then super quick, the follow-up slides. Okay, so when I went into Streak, the follow-up, you guys, Carrie, can I get a praise hands real quick? If you're not following up, you're not doing your job, yo. Like, yeah. What are you doing?
All the amens to that. All the amens. Because
And Micah just did, I know Carrie posted the follow-up. You guys
have not watched that training from Micah from last night, make it happen today.
Please. And I'm sorry, but like, I will get, with my team, with your team, with the world, I will get really salty if I hear anybody say, I don't know what to say though, but I don't know what to say. I hate it when Micah imitates our voices because that's not what we sound like when we whine to her. But there is zero excuse for somebody who does not know exactly what to say and exactly what flow with the follow-up. She tells you exactly what her script is. Now, like I said to Carrie last night on the phone, you guys make the script what you want it to be. Make it sound like you. If it doesn't sound like you, it's not going to be you. So like Micah says, do you wanna? Okay, I don't say wanna. I don't say wanna, gonna, donna.
Like, Utah, that's why.
I don't say that. So I say, do you want to? But Micah doesn't say, are you down, yo? Like, Micah doesn't say that. That's how I talk. Micah doesn't talk like that. So make the scripts, but then don't switch it up. Like, do your follow-up. Jenny said, hi, Lucas. Sorry, he's listening to us. He's on our team. He should listen. Yeah, that husband that works a lot. Anyways, so
I can't hear what you're saying.
he can't hear me. It's better. It's for the best. So, but there's a flow in the follow-up slides, which I know Carrie even posted, I think, the screenshot to the actual scripts. Use those. Just use them, because any questions that come about, but how do I follow up with, watch Micah's video from last night, because, and that's when I posted it in my own team page, I felt like it was a little bit of tough love, because to me, when I watch that, when somebody like Micah Folsom, who is a top coach in this company, gives
for her third Superstar Diamond.
Superstar, gives you guys the keys to the castle and you don't use it, we're not working with the working. That's all that it says to me. Like, when she gives it to you on a silver platter, you guys, when I look at her, now I know I may be delusional, but I'm like, if she can do that, why can't I do this? If I have every single resource, and this is her identical method that she uses, Why can't you do it? Why can't you do it, Jessica? Why can't you do it, Jenny? Why can't Megan do it? Why can't Brianne do it? Like, why can't we do it? This is what she's like, hey guys, this is what I say to people. Okay, now granted, I may not have 25,000 followers or 30,000 followers, but someday I will. And if I do it like she did, well, that's what's going to happen.
But that's
like,
just the thing. Micah didn't start out with 25,000 followers.
no.
So, and I know that you guys don't like talk to Micah every day and you're not in her threads, but everything useful that she passes on to us, I push forward or copy, paste, and send it to you guys.
Yep.
Like, literally everything that she passes on to us that could be useful to you, scripts, calls, all that stuff. And when she says, guys, put your people on my calls, I'm like, and you're invited. Like, I don't want you to feel like because you're not in her threads that you don't have access to her, because I really literally do pass on everything from her that will be good for you guys.
Well, and I'm so glad that you just said that, because I know that a lot of times it can feel like, okay, how many more videos are you going to post in the team page today? Like, I'm over it, dog. Like, how many times are you going to post a video? I want my team and your team, Carrie, because we both share the same things. I want you guys to know I never am intending, like, if I post something, there's value in it. I'm not posting just to post because I want to waste your time. I don't want you guys to watch a bunch of trainings that are useless, because in the beginning, I spent a lot of time watching a bunch of trainings that I did not utilize a single thing from. Like, I didn't take notes. I didn't take certain parts of anything. Like, I would get overwhelmed and go into shutdown mode because I'm like, well, there's 50,000 things I'm never going to do. And I get analysis paralysis and shut down completely. So when we post something and say, check this out when you can, let this be your PD for the day, let whatever, please, like, take that for what it is, because we've been down the road before. We know what to help you guys avoid. I know at some point you guys have to make the same mistakes we did to learn from them yourself, but also if I can guide you to take the fork to the right instead of the fork to the left, I'm going to move your business forward faster. That's just how I feel about it. So, like, when I post things, it's not to be a time suck for you, because I know you guys, your time is valuable. So please check it out. Okay. Oh, I did want to say, which I know you guys,
she wasn't done. I knew she wasn't done.
I just looked at the note that I wrote. When I'm saying invite every day, I love, and I think I've said this before, but I always go back to a call that Kate Morgan did, which she's like my spirit animal. But I love her to pieces. And I remember it was such a gut punch because she said on the call, how many followers do you have? I don't care if you have 200 followers. Have you invited 200 people? Because if you haven't invited everyone. Because if someone is following you, you guys, I know a lot of times I'm like, but they just started following me, or I don't really have a relationship with them yet. If you're following me for a reason. So I'm going to invite you, because why are you following me? Like, if you don't want to be invited, it's clear what I do. I may not scream Beachbody because I'm not the kiss my Shaco cup type of person, but you see what I'm about. So I'm going to invite you. And if that's a turn off to you, it's cool, because I have a purpose and I'm on a mission. So if you don't want to do this with me, I'm still going to be team whatever your name is, but I have goals, and a goal is to invite you if you're following me, because you're following me for a reason. So don't let that hold you back. I invite every single story watcher to everything. Like, I invite all story watchers, everybody that follows me. Now, if it's the creepy creepies, no. Okay. Like, no, I'll invite you to a challenge group if you're slightly creepy, but if you're extra creepy, I don't invite you and I block you. And then to coaching, I'll admit I'm a little bit more selective because of the point C 10 minutes ago in the video. If I don't want you to sleep over at my house, I'm not going to invite you to my team. Okay. So sorry, I just wanted to talk about who to invite. Now, Carrie, you go.
Oh boy, I don't even know how to follow you up.
Yeah, you do, sister. Go.
I need like 4 scoops of this to have your energy. Oh, I don't even know where. I think you covered everything we talked about, right? So let me look at our little notes. Yeah. But well, you did cover most of what we've talked about. But like she said, and I don't want you to feel like we're saying we're not going to work with you, because by all means I wouldn't be on this call. I could be doing my power hour right now, but instead I'm here with you guys because you're more fun to do than a power hour anyway. More fun to talk to than Shauna. Stop. Anyway, so we will. Oh boy, we just derailed this meeting, didn't we? Because Shauna's dying. Oh, so we're gonna work with the working. Go your pace. Be with you guys where we'll meet you where you're at. And I think the biggest thing I've realized, because I've had lots of coaches start and lots of coaches quit and lots of coaches just hanging out, sending maybe 1 or 2 invites a month or a week. I can't do your business for you. And it always sucks to have coaches quit. Like Micah said on her call last night, like she'll have people call and say, I guess I just suck at this because I can't get anybody to sign up with me. And she's like, so what have you done to make them sign? Like you can't, like Shauna was saying, and like Micah said in that call, if you guys haven't watched it, please watch it. You can't send one invite and have them say nothing. Or if they ghost you, if they don't answer, like it's like Shauna and I have said in the past, I keep following up until they block me or until they tell me, no, I'm never going to join. Because I turned my sounds off on that thing and it keeps, I don't know why it's making all the noises, sorry. But until you get a hard no from somebody, it's your job to keep inviting and following up with them. And I can't even think of the last time somebody said yes on my first invite. Yeah, like I can't think of anybody.
That is a rarity. It does happen. It's not that it doesn't happen. Sometimes you're going to have somebody that comes and sees your call to action and they're like, yep, I'm ready and I'm ready right now. And you're going to send them a share cart and
those are unicorns.
They're unicorns, but guess what?
They're unicorns.
Unicorns happen. Okay. I don't know. That's a LuLaRoe term. Anyway.
One thing that in that call last night, Micah was said, and she's got the graphics and you'll see it, but like most people, like 80% of the yeses come between the 5th and the 12th contact, and not until that point. So let's take Jessica. Jessica, how many times we talked for almost like 8 months before you said yes? That's a heck of a lot of follow-up with Jessica. A lot. Megan, we had at least, I don't know how many conversations before. Well, we had the full group. She said no. She said no again. And then
to coaching, yes. Well, you just posted in some like clean eating group about a free group, and I was like, I'm in.
Yeah, the free group was.
Oh yeah, I wasn't friends with you.
But the free groups are a little bit easier to get a yes on.
Yeah, and then as soon as I saw like 80-day obsession, I was like, yeah, that is for me.
Oh shoot.
But yeah, coaching took a little bit longer.
Carrie, you're muted. Did you know she's muted? Carrie.
Dang it.
Now something's on your camera. I can't see you, but you have something on your camera.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, but I cannot see you now. Find your life, Morris.
I can't hear anybody.
You can't hear me? It's her dream when she can't hear me. Oh, you heard me.
No, I heard that part. I don't know what happened. My phone like fell. I don't know. Kate, I don't even know what I said.
Jenny had to hop off, but can you check the thread to see if she had questions? Because I feel like I can't see the chat right now because I'm on my phone and not on my.
I have to go meet my grandparents for brunch.
No, before that, did she ask a question earlier on?
She asked for a street tutorial. I told her to go to YouTube.
Okay.
I shared one in our thread, I thought.
I thought you shared the Brittany. Is it Brittany? Somebody did a really good Google Streak tutorial.
Melanie Mitchell.
Melanie Mitchell did. That's who I shared.
And that's the thing, like Streak isn't like in the end all be all, but as somebody who really sucks at tracking, for me to find something that's like, okay, and once you get a flow, it's literally Lucas at the front door that they're barking at. Makes no sense. But once you get in your groove and it flows, it's just like, there's so many different options of things that can work for you, but that is just something that for me. So, but carry paper and pen, right? Like
Paper and pen and notes in my phone. Like I was telling you guys last night, like I have a list of lift 4 interests and 2B interests, and I put all their names there. And that's like with 80 Day, when that came out, that's where that was my go-to as my notes section, because I didn't have my pen and paper with me all the time. I had like 60 names for 80 Day interested. So 2B mindset, I think I have at least that many, if not more, but I was pushing that for a while because I was in the test group. So that was an easier one to get a lot of names for. But
can I ask a couple questions about Streak? Okay. Yeah. My main kind of hold back on Streak is really like, do a lot of people that send you your email, did they not respond? Because like for me, I'm not an email person. I mean, obviously, like if I take my business towards there, and I really think I am going to start using Streak 100% for after they sign on. Because that way, that's where I can send like welcome emails and then weekly emails and touch base easily, like especially as I'm growing. Right. But I feel like with me, I haven't had much luck with even sending my form to them, and like I feel like they open it and like it just goes. That's if they even check their email. If they even, I don't know. I guess to me, like email is not my source of like, I do not check my email. It's mostly junk mail. Like
so I'm the same way, because that's why it's IG or it's like DMs or Messenger was how I was doing everything. But I started to feel like even with pen and paper, they're slipping. So as soon as someone says they want information, right away I'm like, can you shoot me your email just so I can send you over the info? And then I send them over, and my initial, which it's always this, is thank you so much for reaching out and for sending me your email. Would you mind filling out this form really quick just so I have a better idea of where you're at and I can send you over what the best options are for you? And then I attach my link, and then typically they do fill it out. If they don't though, it's just such an easy way to be like, highlight those people and email them, because somebody's not going to give you their email if they don't use their email. And I know that you may not be an email person, but I'm telling you, Megan, like it saves so much time. It needs to happen before they purchase, because then you have that follow-up. Like you have that list of email follow-ups. Now I will say this, I email them to follow up with them to see if they got the form. But if they don't respond to my email, and that's what I love about Gmail and Streak, you can see that they've opened it. You can see that they have viewed your email. If I see that they viewed it and they did not respond to me, I will shoot them a DM or a Facebook message, however I connected with them first, and just say, my Gmail, I'm not sure if you got this. Just wanted to make sure that you got that form. And then I see either you've seen my Facebook message or you've seen my IG message and you blew me off. Then then I'm at step 2 or 3 of Micah's slides from last night. Then I'm like, okay, like you back off for a few days, a week, whatever the time frame is that you determine is comfortable for you. And then I start to follow up again. So, because for some people, the timing all of a sudden isn't bad. And I'm the queen of, I give them an out. No worries if the timing isn't right. And then I love is this thing on, sister? And I send them a microphone with like a laugh emoji. Like I do things so they know it's all good and I'm super approachable if they decide they don't want to do it. I know Streak I was at first, I didn't do Streak for a year. I started my Gmail and then I was like, screw that. I'm not doing that. So I went back to pen and paper for like 12 or 13 months. And then I was just like, okay, I'm on the bandwagon now. And I never thought I would like it. I also never thought I would coach. So, I mean, I feel like if you're like, I don't know about Streak, I think you would love it.
I 100% think, like, I know it would be easier for me, and like I'm definitely leaning towards doing it. Just my fear is that a lot of people, it's going to get, like, they're not going to read the emails, they're not going to get the emails, and I honestly, like, I don't know. I know my form so far has not been a great experience for me. Like, I've only had 6 people actually fill it out ever, and those 6 people I've followed up and followed up and followed up. None of them have bought.
Okay.
One of them, my very first girl, she did. She's a coach now, not as active, but
Okay.
I don't know.
I know. Okay, so the other thing is, which it also, and I do believe this, Carrie, because I can't see Carrie. Okay. I do believe that age is a factor in some things. So I think for my audience, and I don't know if you agree, Carrie, I feel like they are more receptive to email. They do check their email more. Megan, I'm going back to your face now. I think your audience may respond better to the Facebooks, the DMs, like those types of communication. But I think it would be beneficial to you as the CEO of this business and the time saving alone to try to get your tribe into that phase. Because, and honestly, and that's just me being straight up, I was like, my friends don't check their email all the time. Like, when I first started, I was like, nobody does email. What am I, 90? Let me take my teeth out. Like, that's how I felt. And then, but that's like true. Like, that was in my mind. Like, that's not how I communicate with the world. I text and I send DMs and Facebook messages. That's how I talk. So how is anybody going to respond to an email? But I just said gonna. I just, how's anyone going to respond to an email? But then I realized, like you just said, once someone signs up, well, then say it's even just for that purpose to you. What an easy way to like send, oh, I've got a new group starting, or, oh, I've got and even to all your Beachbody customers, free leads, whoever, like, oh, I've got a new this going on. It's so easy to have those things saved. And if somebody isn't, my thing is, and this is, I think is showing some maturity and growth in my business. If someone isn't willing to fill out the form, you're not willing to do anything. Like that, and in my mind, that's what I'm like, if you're not willing to take the time to fill out this form for 2 or 3 minutes of your life, you're not willing to make the change. You're not committed to making the change if you're not committed to filling out this form and telling me more about where you're at and what your goals are. Because if you want to work with me, this is the way I find that out. This is how I help you the best way that I can from jump. And then I save that and I refer to it. Well, you said your goal was this.
But I think it does come down to an age thing.
Yeah.
Like our age population,
Yeah.
I hate email. Like, I get Darren Daily emails every day. I haven't opened one for 2 weeks because I'm like, oh, there's Darren Daily again. I get Micah's emails, her newsletters. I will open Micah's because I want to see what she's pushing at that time. Like, not pushing, but what she's sharing and talking about, because she's so good at what she does.
Yeah.
But I hate checking my email. So, like with Megan, maybe it is your people don't want to read emails. So whatever's worked for you, I mean, obviously it's working. So do what you do.
Yeah.
And do what's working for you. I don't know.
I mean, it's not like what I do is not the best way to do. I mean, I do go, I mean, every time somebody shows interest in my, like in any, like if I send an invite and they ask me anything, like they go into like the flagged category, because that's the only thing that we can categorize on Instagram and Facebook, which drives me nuts because that would be such a simple thing for them to fix. But, and that's kind of like, those are my, you have to follow up like stay on these people. And then I go through once or twice a week and go through my messenger and follow up with all the people that didn't respond, which is not, obviously not good for my, like, it's, I don't mind doing it now, but eventually it's going to be way too much.
Right.
But I know that Streak would be 100%, 1,000,000% easier on me. I just don't know if it's the best for them, but
Okay, see, I'm going to stop you right there. Whose business is it? Is it theirs or is it yours? Because you just said you think it would be easier for you and would be a better way for you, but you're not sure if they're going to be receptive to it.
but does it make me the best coach to them? Which is,
it does, because see, to me, it's you're finding your lane, and the people who are in your lane are your people. It's the same. It's the same concept as if someone doesn't respond well to something you post, or if somebody, it's like, you're my person if this will work for you, because that's what's best for me. Especially being a mom, like, you're crazy busy. You've got stuff going on. Like, if you find something that you can streamline in Streak, in anything, in whatever you're doing, do what streamlines your process, because it moves your business forward. It eliminates time wasting of your precious, like, you're a bad A, Megan. Like, you don't need to be wasting. If you only have 20 minutes, do you want to be spending that 20 minutes sending separate, like, when you can just click a box and send it to everybody and focus the other 18 minutes on being a bad A? Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I don't know. Does that come out right, Carrie? I don't know. You know what I mean? I just think if not broke, don't fix it. But if something you're doing isn't working, try to tweak it to make it work for you. That doesn't have to be Streak if you think that people won't respond to the emails, but try to find a flow that does speak to your people, your crew. I don't know. That's what I got.
no, I 100%, like, I totally know what you mean. And I definitely see the obvious, like, especially once they sign up, like, I really 100% want to have that, like, welcome email, like, just stay on, because I have probably like 40 some people under me, like, whether it's people on subscriptions or not, but obviously I can't, like, those people that have gone quiet, like, it's not, like, I want to stay in contact with them, but obviously it would be a ton of time to, like, check in with each of them and, like, try and get them back on when I could just be, like, sending those weekly emails or sending, like, whatever. And so I really, really, really want that, and I 100% am on board with that. I got to get over that. Maybe I got to try it a couple of times, just, like, when they're interested. I feel like if I say, send me your email, and I just send them a form, to me, that's a lot less personal,
right.
But obviously what I'm doing
so then maybe for you, it's the form goes through the DM, the message, the text, whatever you're sending. They fill out the form once they commit to signing up with you. So you're pen and paper until they say, I'm in. And then they become a part of your email Streak process. Because if that's the part where you feel like you're not being the best coach that you can be to them, and it's easy for you to check a box and it's a generic, hey, how's it going this week? Fill me in. What's going on with you? I haven't heard from you, or something like that, to those specific people, and your pipelines are like that, then do that. Like, if that makes you feel better. For me, I need to do it from even before they sign up as my follow-up process, because it just makes it, like, so much easier for me. But I see what you're saying, and if it doesn't feel right to you to do that, then send them the form or get them to bite what you're offering. And then the second they commit and do the share cart and sign up, then you move them into, then you can explain, okay, I send emails, like, that's kind of how I work. Once I have, like, when someone's actually working with me, it's easier for me. So I hope that works for you, blah, 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 or whatever you want to do. But if it's a better feel good type of process for you, then do that. Like,
it's more too, because I feel like at that point, like in the beginning, like I'm still trying to get them like hooked. Like I'm still, like most of the time at that point, I just sent them a cold invite from watching my story. Not really cold, but I've just sent them an invite and they really don't know too much about it. Like I feel like I'm still like hyping them up, sort of.
Megan, I'm in the same.
Like a little bit about where you're at. Tell me a little bit about your goals. Tell me a little bit about your situation. That used to be my initial thing when somebody would say they were interested. I used to say, well, tell me a little bit more about like what drew you to my page, or what are you going through right now? Like, how's your fitness and nutrition? I would ask some questions that were in my form before I even had a form. And that's how I was connecting with them back and forth. And before Share a Cart, which thank you, heaven above, for Share a Cart, before that, I had, like, it was so much more of a process with these people. But now I just feel like, you want info? Here's my form, da-da-da-da-da. Like, that's what works for me, but that doesn't have to be what works for you. And frankly, I'm at SC too. So maybe right now, this month, it's not working for me so well. Like, so it's kind of like, I feel like it also is ebb and flow with everything. But I think I see what you're saying. You're trying to form them still. You're trying to get that relationship going. So that used to be how I would do it. Tell me a little bit more about where you're at. What's your nutrition and fitness like? What drew you to me to begin with? Like, what can I do for you type of thing? So I get it. Like, whatever's working. But if you notice something's not, you gotta tweak it.
I'm trying to have somewhere where my phone doesn't make that noise.
Megan, I do it. I can't do it like Shauna does. I can't be like, okay, well, here, let me send you a form, because I feel the same way you do. Like, wait a minute, I don't like, so I have a conversation with them first of, hey, can I tell you what I do as a coach to help you reach your goals? And like, I ask them about their goals. I ask them if they've ever done any like of our programs before. I have a conversation with them. And then, like, usually they'll be like, so sometimes I'll ask price or whatever. Usually it's a price question. And I'll say, well, there's a bunch of different starter packs that I can get you started with, depending on your goals. Would you fill out this? If I sent you this form, would you fill it out so I can better help you and know what your starter pack should be? Yeah. And then I send them my form at that point.
See,
and I get a lot more filling it out that way.
That's what I have. The girls, other than Tiffany, that have filled out my form, they've always filled it out and they've been like, oh, well, I didn't say anything about price. And then the price was too much for them for some reason. But they, like, filled out my form and put that they were, like, on a scale of 1 to 10 ready, they put, like, 8s.
Yeah.
Then messaged me about pricing and lost them. And I've followed up so many times. And I've even sent them emails, too.
One thing that I do use the form, because like I get a lot of people are like, I'm a 10 or I'm a 12 out of 10, you know, or like, and it speaks to my post that I put up yesterday is, when are you going to quit watching? Like, if this was really what you wanted, and if you really wanted it as bad as you say you do, you'd make it happen. And there's something you said in your stories a while ago, and it comes back to me all the time. I'm like, I need to use that. You said, look, I spend more at Target in one Target run than what my starter pack could be for you guys.
Yep. And
that's so legit. How many women will go to Target or go shopping or go do retail therapy to make themselves feel better and drop $200 in a store? But you tell me get fitness programs and 30 meals for $160 and they freak out. $160? You want me to do what? Like, it's just funny to me. Like, I thought that comment you made, I'm like, she's so right. Like, I'll go spend more than that at Target.
Yeah.
And not even think about it. Like, I spend more than that in my groceries every week for a family of 6, you know, like.
I spend more than that in groceries for a family of 2.5.
Like, that is just so true. I think it's so funny, though. This really speaks to, and you guys will have this as you start to build your teams, because even my coach, like, we do things differently. Like, it's so interesting because, and I'll bring this up. So number 1 and number 2 in the company right now are Ashley Molstead and Emily Favre. Carl Deichler went to their team retreat that they did in Santa Monica.
And so did Autumn Keller.
Autumn did their live workout at the retreat for them. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
But one thing though that Doug said on one of our corporate mentor calls was that it was amazing to Carl how number 1 and number 2 in the company, Ashley is Emily's coach. And when Ashley was talking at their retreat about different methods of coaching and what she's doing, Emily immediately is like, I don't do it like that at all. That's not how I do it. And they're number 1 and number 2. So like listening to you, Megan, and you, Carrie, talk about, well, so I asked them, well, have you ever tried the programs before? Have you ever whatever? And to me, in my mind, I'm like, that's on my form, dude. Like, I'm going to know if you've done a program or not if you fill this form out. So like, but I get, it's just so funny because some parts of the process from A to Z are like more important to me. And then other parts are more important to you guys. It's like, we are going to get to Z no matter which way you go, A to Z, you're going to get there. Like, it's just amazing to me. And when Doug brought up that example, it's like everybody has a different route they're going to take, but we're all going to end up at the same place if you're consistent. So that's why it's so important to find your groove, find your lane, and stay in it. Like, that was the other thing Carrie and I talked about last night. We're CEO, like when Micah did a call on Tuesday night, which I think Carrie posted too.
I haven't shared that one.
She asked us immediately what our takeaways were. And she kept, and it was a gut punch to me. We're our own CEOs and we make promises to ourselves, but we're the first ones to break the promise to ourselves. I will keep a promise to everybody else but myself. And it can be about my nutrition. It can be about my workout. It can be about my like, it can be about whatever, but you make these promises to yourself. Keep the promise to yourself. Determine what your why is. Determine what your goal is with your business and do what it takes and keep the promise to yourself to make that happen. Stay in phase 1 always. You're always your best challenger. You're always doing the vitals the best as you want the coaches on your team that you're recruiting to do. If you're wanting your coaches to hit SC5 and SC10, you've got to hit SC20. Or at least do the actions. It's easier said than done, you guys. I haven't hit SC20 in months. But it's doing the actions that I know produce those results, trying my freaking best every single month, even if I don't hit that number. We cannot expect our coaches to do that if we're not willing to put that work in ourselves. So if you're wanting this successful team and you want to be that role model for the people that you are recruiting, you have to be doing that yourself. You have to keep the promise to yourself. Determine what your own why is, what your own goals are, what you want out of this business. Because that was the main point of this, is like, we can't want it for you more than you want it for yourself, but know that like we believe in you wholeheartedly. That's coming from the most genuine place. That's why I'm like, if your thing is like, I want to be a diamond for the rest of my life, that's all I want. And okay, I'm going to be your coach as you're a diamond for the rest of your life. And I'm going to rock it out with you. Like,
except I will nudge you and tell you that you can do a whole lot more than diamond.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you that you're capable of way more than that. But if you look at me and tell me that's not what I want though, then I'm going to meet you where you're at. Like that. So it's, I don't know, but that was the other thing. Stay in phase 1 all the time, determine your why, and keep the promises to yourself. Like,
and not just promises of what you want with this business, but what you want in your life. Like, set some big goals, guys. Like, big goals in the business, big goals with your family, big goals with whatever.
Yep.
Because if you're not pushing and striving to hit some goals, then what's the purpose of waking up every day? I mean, really, like, I know there's more, like, I have to feed my kids and, you know, that stuff. They need to eat. So there's a purpose for, but like, for me as a mom, it's so easy to get lost in mom life and like lose. And this goes back to my why all the time. I felt like a freaking bad A when I was a firefighter. I mean, like, how many women can say, dude, yeah, I fight fires? You know, like, And that was such my image for so long, and that's where all my confidence came from for years. So when I walked away from it and I got caught up in mom life of changing diapers, taking kids here and there, like just the stuff that comes in mom life that doesn't feel very cool or rewarding, or like, guys, and I talk about it a lot in my stories, but my self-image and my self-confidence took a nosedive. I gained all the weight. I don't like what this has done for me on a personal level with my self-confidence and with who I am and feeling like a bad A again is worth all the uncomfortableness that comes with sending invites and getting all the no's from those invites and everything that comes. I don't even know. The phase 1 part of this is hard in the fact of we still work out every day. We're product of the product. We send all the invites. We send more invites. We do the follow-ups. Like the unglamorous part of this is where your business is made. And staying in phase 1 is what's going to get you successful in the long run. And making those promises to yourself of, I will be good with my nutrition today. I will do a workout. Yesterday, oh, I did not want to work out. Like, ask Shauna, like she talked to me 3 times. She's like, you haven't worked out yet. I'm like, I have not yet worked out. I'm just getting ready. Like, but it was a promise I made to myself of no matter how crappy I feel, no matter how bad my head feels like it's going to explode, no matter how bad my shoulder hurts, I will get a workout done today because I owe it to myself to do it. I'm a better, like Megan was saying last night in her stories, I'm a better mom when I work out because I have more patience.
Yep.
It all just, what we do really ultimately just makes us better humans.
Yeah.
Makes us better wives, makes us better moms, makes us better humans overall. Because as we work on ourselves and as we improve our mental state, our mental strength, our physical bodies, as we feed ourselves good food, as we help others and serve others and help them become better, it just comes back 1,000 times back to you as being a better human. And that's what we're all about. So keep those promises to yourself to do what you need to do to make this happen. Does that make sense? I feel like I babbled a lot.
Yeah, it was so crazy yesterday. Like I was not exaggerating in my stories. Like I was losing it yesterday. Like my kid woke up from his nap on a different level than I don't even think it was my kid anymore. Like he was driving me absolutely crazy. And I did want to work out, but I put on Bachelor in Paradise, the finale, and I even worked out on my phone. So those 2 videos that I posted, those are the only 2 videos I had. But I was just focusing. But halfway through my workout, that's not normal for me, but I felt like a release. I was just a different person. It was amazing. Everybody needs this in their life because I do not think I could parent a toddler. I did not work out every day.
Seriously, I wish I had had it. I wish I had had this when my 3 oldest were young, because I would have been a much better, much more patient mom.
Yeah, I just turned around and he's naked again, and he found stickers and he's putting them all over his naked body.
That's so awesome. Mom, mommy.
Yesterday or 2 days ago, I was on a call with Brianne,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't know what he was handing me. Woo!
Oh no.
I'm getting ready to send out a bunch of prizes, and he took off all of the sticker things, whatever envelopes. So now I have to
so they're all
sticky because they will. So hopefully they work. Otherwise, all my challengers are getting duct taped envelopes. But anyway, off topic.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So to wrap up, before I know if any of you have any other questions, absolutely. But make sure you know your game plan for October. If you don't know one, reach out to one of us to figure out. There's always something to invite to. Invite every single day to coaching or to a group.
Oh yeah. And that Fit Boss training, guys, that's not just for my coaches.
Yeah.
You can, if you are onboarding new coaches that need to go through New Coach University, number one, you better go through it. And number two, your people can jump into that. Same with our group. Like Shauna said, you can always invite to my challenge group.
Now that we have the Fit Boss and training pages set up for our teams, it's like you guys can plug people into that at any point ever. You can invite to coaching every single day for that. And invite to all the groups, invite all of your followers, all of your story watchers. Get over the fear and move the mountain of the invite, because they're following you for a reason. If you need to feel like, I don't chit chat a lot, I get a couple of things about them and then I'm in there. Like, I don't need the chit chat back forth because we don't have a lot of time for that. But of course I want to know a little bit about you, but I don't need to know your whole life story to invite you to my groups. I don't need to do that. We talked about Streak, the follow-up slides. When we post calls, when we post things, please watch them. Work with the working, conserve your energy. Vampires are real. Please do not let your teams dry when you build your teams. Like, work with the working, but be supportive and encouraging to even those that are not working, because they will come around, you guys. I promise you. I was a discount coach for a year and a half before I decided to coach. Think of that analogy, because we're not pushing you, we're encouraging you. Like, if you think you can be a diamond forever, I'm going to let you, but I'm going to encourage you to be way more than that, because you all are way more capable of that. Thank you, Charlie agrees. That's her joy telling you so. Remember the analogy of the walk, jog, run as you create your own teams. You've got to meet people where they're at, but work with the working. I cannot say that enough, seriously.
And I think also with that, like, that's why we've set up team threads. That's why I have you guys in a thread, because I'm not always going to be available. So if you have questions, ask in that thread so that others can help. Like, I get a lot of private messages on the side from each of you, which is fine. I love talking to you, but I feel bad when I can't get to your message and it's a question like, well, how much is this, or whatever it is. Like, ask in those team threads, because I'm not the only one that knows the answers. Like, there's all these other coaches in that thread that can help. So use the resources we've given to you, and that team thread is a resource, because any of these ladies in here can answer questions too. And if I'm not available, like when I was camping, I didn't think I'd have service. I did. It was great. But anyway, like, I'm not always available. So use the resources we have as far as like the team thread, so that you don't feel like I'm ignoring you when I don't answer your message forever. So.
What was it? Oh, you're your own CEO. Promises to yourself. Keep them. Make the promise and keep it to yourself, because you're rock stars. Know your why. Stay in phase one. Always.
Always.
Your coaches aren't going to be bad A's if you're not being the bad A that leads the way to show them what to do. So, do you, boo. That's my thing.
And we know that it's hard. August was a killer. August was hard.
August was hard.
But you know what? Like, we have, like I was telling Megan the other day, this business has highs and it has lows. And you have to be able to not get caught up in the highs and expect them to always be there, but be able to push through the lows too. Like,
I was going to say,
like, oh my gosh, it's the last day of the month and I'm at 2 and I have to hit success. Like, that stress for me is the worst. And my family driving out to that family reunion, they were like, can you just finally hit Success Club so you can be on this trip with us? But like, it came down to the last few hours of the last day of the month. And I hate that.
Yeah, that is not a fun place to be. It's so freaking hard when you're in that spot, but killer that you hit it. It's a non-negotiable for every single one of us. SC 10, 20, 30, that's great. But SC 5, not negotiable.
We can all help 3 people a month.
100%. And yeah, just what you just said, never letting your foot off the gas. Momentum is a real thing. Even on your hardest of days, lean into the groups, lean into this crew, lean into your tribe. Like, realize that we're all in your corner and have your back, because the second you take your foot off the gas, the next couple months are going to be torture. It's hard. So when you're building that momentum, know that what you're doing this month is your December. This month is what's catapulting 2019 into being your best year as a coach. Like, what you're doing right now is the next few months worth of work. Someone's not going to sign with you this month that you're talking to this month 9 times out of 10. But that's going to be the person you're following up with in October, November, December, who's ready in January to hit it with you. So like, put your foot on the gas. And when you just said the highs and the lows, super quick before we go, Darren Hardy's entrepreneurial roller coaster.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to go there too. I was just going to.
I'm the queen of highs and lows. Shocker, right? So when I hit something huge, I'm, and Summit is so big and all these perks and Success Club trips are like life to me and everything's so great. And you learn all these things. And then whoosh, I hit a downward spiral, and I am finally at a place where it's even keel. I celebrate the highs. It's not that I don't, but I don't let those lows bring me down to the bottom of the barrel and shut my business down, because that is a real thing. That really can happen. Having that high of like not keeping your emotions at that even state can really screw with you, you guys, because you hit that super high, it leads to that super low. It naturally does. The bottom falls out. Like, you've got to just stay even. When someone says no, who cares? Don't tie emotion to that invite. Let it go. Bless and release that person. And trust me, oh my gosh,
follow up next month.
80% of my business said no for months. Like, and they always come back. Every no comes back. I'm telling you, believe that. I'm telling you.
And Darren Hardy talks about that momentum. He calls it find your mo and keep it going.
Yeah.
Don't lose your mo, but he compares it to a merry-go-round. And as you start pushing the merry-go-round, when you first start, it's slow, and it's like I watch my kids try to push it, and they're like pushing with all they've got to get that thing going. But once a merry-go-round, is that what it's called? I said that, and then it sounds weird. Once it gets going, it's easy. You can just tap it every now and then to keep it going. And that's the same thing with your business. It's hard to get it up and going, but if you just keep it spinning and keep it going and doing your vitals and staying in that stage one, and you can just tap and just keep it going.
Yep.
So don't let it stop and then have to start again and stop and start again. Just keep it going, because it's a lot easier than riding an up and down roller coaster and having to start all over. So,
but do you guys have any other questions at all before we hop off? Anybody? Bueller? No?
Bueller's not on here.
No. Bueller. Okay, so if you do, though, comment below the video after it's posted, and we'll circle back around and answer any of those questions. I appreciate you all getting on team calls, because it shows that you're showing up for your business, and
And I'm not seeing your faces.
Yeah, and it's important to lean into the team. It's huge, and it means a lot to us. So, yeah.
Yep.
Have a good rest of your Thursday, everybody. Get some work done. Crush it.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Our pleasure.
See you later.
Thanks, guys.